2024. We're gonna go back at it again. Hoping for a mid-February to maybe early March start. I'm gonna mention that or have mentioned it depending on when you see videos. But here's my gear for 2024. Same place we shot it last year in 2023. Hopefully different results this year. Last year we only made it to just beyond the NOC. So I got about 150 miles on trail. And you'll notice in my videos, I got a couple shout outs to the people I hiked with. Doppelganger, Tony, Point Man, and Skipper. So they kind of made my bag this year for my thru-hike attempt 2 electric boogaloo. So Hilltop Bags, custom. We just kind of took the logo there and old school photoshopped them in, which I loved. And we got Tony represented here on the 1 liter. Have you seen this man? So shout out to them. Our buddies. Missed hiking with you guys. I kind of caught up with them on the trail and gave them some trail magic along the way. Good times, man. So it's easy to see why you get back at it again. And you know, I've been fun employed for nearly a year now, and I'm gonna give this another chance. So slower this time, and my son's going with me, so we'll see how that shakes out. Let's go over the gear now. A lot of it's the same stuff from last year. I did switch out like the hammock. I probably talked, if you've seen any of my videos, you know, we're trying to get to 1 million subscribers, and I think we're at about 3. So that's, you know, we're almost there. Fingers crossed. No, I'm not that kind of dude, man. I don't need a lot of people watching. If you're stopping by, that's great. I appreciate it. You know, I kind of got into hiking a really odd way and decided this was something I needed to do. And then anybody who's been out there on trail, you know, it's like a siren's call. You just want to get back out to that freedom, and you know what I'm talking about. You already know that feeling, so that's why I'm going again. So the gear again, sorry, I wander a bit. Same quilt from last year. This is the Superior gear. This is a 15-degree Superior gear. It was from my hammock, which the hammock ended up weighing more than, you know, my back wanted to keep carrying. I think last year my base weight was around 40 pounds, and then I got off trail because of my back and tried to go back out at 20, but I think I had already aggravated it too much. I was probably going to need a couple months off trail for that to settle down, and it did. And I was just out of shape. You know, I've dropped about, I think I was probably high 220s, low 230s when I went out last time. I'm at about 208 right now, and I've committed I'm not even going if I can't get under 200. I'm shooting this at the beginning of December, so I've got a good 2 months, 2.5 months to work off about, you know, 10 pounds. I think I'll get there. Just been doing a lot of like exercise from an app, and it sounds dumb. I'm old. I'm coming up on 50, and the app just gets me moving in a way I wasn't moving before. So the Superior gear hammock, same thing from last year. I switched out to a Z-Packs duplex. Got some tent stakes there. I did splurge for like the 15-cent cap, so I don't like poke one through my shoe or try to bend it too much. I got a Nemo switchback and the Nemo tensor insulate. I don't know. In my mind, I like to think that I'm going to lay on this switchback during the day and rest, and then at night, you know, of course, I'll sleep on the inflatable. And then I'm hoping around Demascus to send stuff home for summer gear, and then send the inflatable home and just keep the switchback. But I'm gonna sleep on the switchback if I have a decent night and kind of see how it feels before I just commit to that. My sleeping bag liner, Appalachian Gear Company. I do love my alpaca wool. So I took this last year. It's really nice in hostels, so you don't have to lay on those mattresses. You know, it just gives you something to buffer. Adds a little bit of warmth, I guess. I like it. I guess that's all there is to that. Here goes some extra clothes. This is my little kind of sleep bag that makes a Z-Pack turns into a pillow. Because I do have to kind of sleep with a pillow between my knees to keep my back in line. So I got the Sea to Summit inflatable here that I'll kind of use probably between my knees, and then the Z-Packs will probably be my head pillow. Extra socks and liners, extra underwear in a size down, which will be my sleep at night, potentially. I don't know, I might just sleep in my base layers, but these will come in handy as weight comes off. Q-tips, little ditty bag, chewable toothpaste tablets. I think that's enough to get me through the whole trail. And I put them in a scent-proof bag because I had them in a Ziploc, and well, that just wasn't working out. And if you're looking in there, you probably see a little bit more toothpaste. That's just from last time. And then my little toothbrush, nail clippers, silica packets. I love tossing those in there. My lovely cinnamon floss. Moving down, toilet paper, poop spoon. Going with the they called the air shed, air mesh, I don't know, the Capilene Air whatever, Patagonia top and bottom. Last year my layers were pretty much an Appalachian Gear t-shirt, sun hoodie, and then their alpaca hoodie. And I realized this year I don't really want a sun hoodie to kind of be my base layer, so I'm switching over to the Capilene kind of, it's a polyester merino wool mix, almost 50-50 mix. So it's supposed to have the best of both worlds, you know, not hold smell as bad, dry out quickly. We'll see. Some good old government issued see if I can open this for you. Maybe not. Am I going the wrong way? Has it been so long? No, it's just stuck with stuff. So I have some pins down in there. I'll just tell you. I guess this thing doesn't want to play along right now, but I got some pins down in there for hanging stuff on a line. I've modified inside my tent. I know people say just wrap your stuff up and throw it in the corner. I try to air dry it as much as I can. It might be useless and pointless, but it's what I like to do. And then of course I've got my earplugs for when I sleep at night. Battery bank, I think that's a 20 milliamp hour little Anchor charger. It's not the best one I have. It's lighter than the best one I have. Last year the one I took, I didn't feel like I needed as much as that thing offered. Still carrying the little like portable picture taker, because you just never know. You could probably get somebody to take a picture of you, but in the off chance, I guess, is whatever that is, like 1.5 ounces or something. Guess I'll see. I got the SanDiscs USB iPhone. These worked really well for taking videos and pictures and moving them onto here to save my phone's storage. More gel packets. My cables that I need. If my finger passes in front of the camera, I'm sorry. I'm not a professional, and I'm actually holding my phone for this because I didn't want to get out the gimbal this time. So I think that's iPhone. Got a couple of USB-C, micro, because I'm got some old school stuff, I guess. My Garmin watch. Love that they have a proprietary cord, so I have to carry a whole new thing, but whatever. My emergency kit, I do have the little Mylar blanket. I don't know, I didn't take one last year. Really, I don't know, maybe need it. I know I don't, but if somebody else does, it's a couple ounces for right now. You know, we'll see when I get to like Neil Gap and that, if I feel like still carrying it. I got some tenacious tape, extra Catadin Bee-Free filter, packet of ointment, little sewing kit, Modium AD, extra cap, Benadryl, and a repair kit, which is kind of pointless because I also have the tape, and I've got duct tape. You know, last year the duct tape and the Luca tape came in awful handy for some friends on the trail. I didn't need it so much, but it was nice to be able to provide other people. Rain gear, same top and bottom I ended up using last year, which is the Z-Pack top and bottom. I wish this had like an the pants, that is, I wish they had like an up the side zipper that I could use. I mean, it's very wide though, so I guess maybe that's more the point. I don't know, I just wish I had a way to make them breathe a little bit better. I only wore these maybe 3 times last year. This time I went with some waterproof socks. Last year I had Gore-Tex. I don't think those are necessary, so they might get shaken out. Got the little mitten, Z-Pack mitten covers that are supposed to be waterproof. I know Frozen said, you know, nothing. I mean, everybody says nothing's waterproof, but Frozen specifically talked about those on his channel. And of course we all know what that is. Little tripod, the little bone, I don't know what the heck they call them. If you know what these are, they just kind of sit up against your ears or against the bone by your ear. And last year I think I took like some Apple earbuds, and I want something with a cord, of course, so I don't have to charge it. My little black diamond trekking gloves, those are what I wore most of the time last year. Chapstick, you know. My little, I take a little MP3 player. It needs charge, but I don't want to use my phone as much, so I got, you know, the little Amazon special there, and some podcasts and some music to listen to. Trash bag. There's my little bum pack or fanny pack or whatever you call it. I think I picked this up in, like, I don't think it was Hiawassee. I don't remember what city it was in Georgia or North Carolina, but I picked this up along the way last year because my light AF one was just too small that I had. I'm already kind of stocked up for snacks, as you can see. Got some Lara bars, some Kind bars. I got some nut butter to put on. Some almond biscuits. Ton of LMNT. I don't know that you could pick this up anywhere on the trail. I didn't see it last year that I remember, so I ended up buying some off-brand stuff along the way, but I wanted to start out with plenty of packs of that. So yeah, it's a little bit extra weight to start. I don't know, I'm an idiot. I did the same thing last year. Buff, going with a yellow headlamp this year because yellow's, I guess, the color of the badge. Kind of changed it up a little bit. My Olympus, whatever, 5s, yeah, Olympus 5s. These ones I think I've only worn like twice. My red ones that I normally wear, they're kind of getting a little beat up. They got a couple 100 miles on them now, so. Oh, I don't know if you remember last year, we had puppies. I know somebody made a comment about them. Claire, smile, baby. So you might see the pups this year, and there's one of them. But they're probably looking healthier this year. Last year somebody commented that, man, those dogs didn't look healthy, but of course they were December, they would have been 4 months old, so of course they didn't. So now we're getting a little bit older and we're thickening up a little bit. We call her a thick potato because she kind of is, whereas her brother's still lean, mean fighting machine. So for cook, you know, I got my fuel, Tokes 750. I don't even remember who the heck makes this thing. It's the push to start one. I got a little backup Bic, mini Bic, and I kind of pack all this down in here with my towel. You've seen probably 500,000 people do these things. I don't know, but you're seeing me do it, which I guess that's special in some odd way. I just throw all that together. I made the little koozie. Again, I watched a ton of Frozen back in the day. It helps a little bit, maybe not so much in there. I don't really cook in my pot. I just boil my water and then I put it all in a Ziploc bag, which is far less healthy for you, but I don't really want to wipe stuff down at the end of the night and try to clean it because packing everything out's crazy. You know, I remember being on the trail last year and we were with the professor who had hiked before, and I had just had too much to eat that night and I had just a little bit left. I'm like, Professor, I'm like, hey, I'm a noob to this, man. What do I do with this? He's like, you pack it out. He's like, you either eat it or you pack it out. And I'm like, damn, man, do I really want to like pack out this food? And I just ended up eating it, you know, because that's probably the right thing to do. And of course it was already in a Ziploc bag, so I guess I could have just taken the air out of it and thrown it in my little trash bag, but it was more weight that I didn't want to carry, so I just ate it then and moved on. But again, it kind of comes down to the same lazy principles of why I don't like to wipe out a pot at the end of the night and then try to pack out the debris from it. I know some people will scatter it and throw it. I don't know, just try and do what's right. So this year's baggies that I'm wearing, I got a little Patagonia baggies. I'm gonna start in mediums this year. Last year I started in larges, and 2 weeks in, man, they were falling off of me because, you know, they're baggies, so that kind of happens. But I'm starting with these. I love these things because I got the little clip-in wallet, and if you don't know about baggies, in the right pocket they kind of have this little bungee that you can clip onto, so I just clip my wallet on there and I never have to worry about it. So kind of a baggies lover for that simple reason. Okay, oops, sorry about that finger there. I got the I think these are called brush tail possum. Z-Pack's website got some golden retriever hair on them. That's lovely. I took the hat last year, and the gloves last year I didn't use those. I used the black diamond convertible mittens, and those were a little bit small for my hands, so I gave them to my son for this year. And then I'm going to go with those, and then possibly the mitten covers. I'm starting with micro spikes. I know a lot of people go back and forth, you know, chances are you're going to slip on mud. But last year, the Smoky Mountains, my friends that went through there, it was a skating rink, and I know it slowed them down a ton. And I don't think they would have gotten off at Gatlinburg had it not been as bad. And if you know the Smokies, you know the Smokies, so that weather is very unpredictable. I know on Reddit now people are talking about leaving. Somebody was on there talking about leaving here on the 14th and what the Smokies might be like, and getting down out of Gatlinburg, and they just told him like that road was closed yesterday because of weather, or the day before, you know, like December 5th. So today's December 7th, and they were talking about how that road's already getting closed. So, you know, plan your hike that you're going to have to hike straight through the Smokies, and you're not going to be able to resupply. So I'm going with micro spikes only until Demascus, and then I plan on sending my winter stuff home, which I guess I'll play that by ear too, because usually I think Demascus is a, you know, kind of a rule of thumb where to send stuff home for your winter gear. And I'll show you my summer switch over here, but that's my plan at this time, is at Demascus to send about almost 5-6 pounds of stuff home, and then continue on from there. So micro spikes, Trekkie poles from last year, new Katadyn Be Free. I have a 1 liter and a 3/4 liter smart water bottle with the sports cap. I think last year I had 2 1 liters, but that's 3 liters of water. I don't know that I need all that. I still have, oh, this isn't from last year. I said I still have, but we've done some shakedown hikes and I packed a few days, so I think I got enough here to get to Neal Gap already. I could go through that if y'all want to. I might as well. Nobody's here to talk to me. Same spoon. I like that silver tip one, or clear tip. I don't know what they call it, but that titanium spoon with the traditional spoon tip. After buying many of them, this is the one I like. I got my little funnel here. I plan on trying to do protein shakes at night. Was it Gear Skeptic? I don't know if you've watched his channel. Gear Skeptic does a lot of reviews on food and that, and he just talks about how having protein, you know, 15 minutes after a workout, great for helping muscles recover. I don't know, glutamine pills might help with that too, to get that protein absorbed, but I'm going to try to go with protein shakes this year and kind of see how that goes. It might fall to the wayside, it might not, but that little funnel doesn't weigh anything. It's just a little silicone funnel. So bear bag, rock bag, rope. I bought the little like twine thing through Hilltop Bags. You could use a kite winder, rope winder, to accomplish the same thing. Apex Giant dog bone. Can't say enough about the dog bone. I'll leave it at that. Skipper, hope you watch this. Bear bag hanging, love it. So I use this little foil thing. I think this is another thing that Frozen put me on to. I really loved using this after I heat up my food, and I just pop it down in this and let it kind of sit, because this really does act as like kind of like a pot almost. You could set your little freezer Ziploc bag down in there and it'll just sit there, so you don't have to worry about it kind of falling over in that. You can just prop it up and it'll sit there. Of course I won't right now with this, but when it's loaded down with food, it's good to go. So I got a bunch of freezer bags down here to get me through at least, I don't know, a week or so. Some extra scent proof bags, smelly proof, garage grown gear, Way cheaper than going with the, what are these ones? Oh, if only I could remember. The lock sack. These ones are kind of expensive. And then the smelly proof. They feel like they're a little bit thinner. Supposed to do the same job. I don't know yet. Haven't used them. So as you can tell, I still got the old op sack here, or lock sack. And here's kind of what's in my food bag, because you came here for a gear video, so I'm sure this is what you want to see. I got a couple Toblerones. Can't go wrong with that. Some combos. Traditionally I haven't ate a lot of meat. The trail brought me back around to eating chicken and turkey and stuff. I think I'm still staying away from pork, but I got a couple little beef sticks in there, some combos. And then what's a normal day look like? Well, let's see here. I got some Idaho potatoes. It kind of looks like a ramen bomb, not gonna lie. Some ramen noodles. I got some, I think it's a little bit of beef jerky to throw down in there. So that's a dinner for me. I don't need a lot of like breakfast. I'm gonna do snacks again. Last year I started off, I had coffee and oatmeal in the morning the first couple days, and then I realized it just wasn't working for me. I like to get up and get going, so sitting there and sitting around for an hour and a half breaking down and eating just wasn't getting it done. So I switched to eating snacks in the morning to get my calories. And I think when I stopped at Neil Gap, I bought big Sir bars, and they're not readily available along the trail. You know, you can get them at Neil Gap. I ordered some online. I'll throw those in there to start the trail this year. Like 600 calories in this brick, and they're delicious. It almost, I mean, like me and Point Man were saying last year that it's like eating cake. It's really good. It's just like dates, raisins, nuts. It's pretty natural foods, and big Sir bars, delicious. Can't say enough about them. 600 calories to get you going in the morning, and that's not bad. I switched out to a Feathered Friends Puffy this year. I had the Ultralight Ghost Whisperer 2 last year. Just a little bit thicker. So last year I found myself kind of layering at night, and this year I want to see what this does. It's the older model, so I don't have the little stash pocket, but it was cheaper, give it that. This year I don't know if I'm going to go. Last year I went with just a Appalachian Gear t-shirt in mallard. I kind of like this, like, I don't know what they call this, seafoam or something. You can tell this one's been well loved. But I don't know if I'm going to start with the t-shirt this year, but I also have that same color in their sun hoodie, so I might actually start this trail in a sun hoodie just for a little bit of extra protection instead of the t-shirt, but I haven't solved this yet. But only one of these will be making the cut, so it's not going to be both of them. There's the little town shirt hat, alpaca AGC hoodie, so that'll be making the cut. So my layers this year are going to be either a t-shirt or a sun hoodie to hike in. Base layer is going to be the Patagonia Air Mesh. I think it's Air Mesh. I don't know, I'm feeling better about that now. But the Patagonia Air Mesh Capeline, and then my mid layer will be my AGC alpaca. And really, I know most people don't care about smell. I have some Senchi stuff. I have a Melly, and man, I live in Florida, and even in, we call it winter, it's probably like 50 degrees. But even in the winter here, I went and hiked with that Melly on, and like 2 miles in, that thing reeked. And I went ahead and hung it up, and I let it air out for days, and I went to smell that thing. Yeah, that's just not me, man. I'd rather go with the alpaca wool, and yeah, it doesn't dry as quick, and yeah, it's a couple more ounces. It just doesn't hold smell like that. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't hold smell. And then the second you put it back on, it doesn't instantly start to smell. So after washing the Melly and wearing it again, it started to smell again right away. So I mean, if you know about synthetics, you know about synthetics, and I'll take the 2 ounce penalty to go with alpaca wool. So this year I'm going with a Hyperlight pack. I'm moving on, sorry. I'll go with the Hyperlight pack. I think this one's the Southwest 3400 or the 55 liter pack. Last year I went with an Outdoor Vitals last year. I actually liked that pack. I had to do some modifications to it, but I loved that it had the dual stacked pockets and I could reach them. I think if you watched my videos last year, you know I wasn't excited about not being able to reach my pockets last year. I just didn't like it one bit. I like to be able to reach my pockets, but this year I'm going with the, you know, I got the Hyperlight little water holder. There's my Movie Magic, that brick holding everything down. Some Dr. Bronner's, some Purell. They're little, I don't know if this is gonna make the cut. It's got another tripod in it. I don't know, because I usually stash my phone in my little fanny pack over there. So, and then during shakedowns, I had I think the big one's the vice versa and the small one's the versa, or vice versa. But I had the smaller Hyperlight pack across the chest strap here, and that just wasn't, I wasn't feeling it. So that probably isn't going to make the cut. Along with that little shoulder bag, strap bag thing, that might not make the cut either, because all it's holding is my tripod. So I might be able to, because the only thing I put in these actual side pockets on the pack are my gloves. I mean, that's it. Everything else is kind of in my fanny pack. So I might find a way to stash the tripod down in the other side pocket and not have to carry it. I guess that'll shave a couple ounces for my alpaca stuff. And then I guess here in my bag, I've got my summer stuff, which I'll just drop out here real quick. It's not a lot. You know, I'll do a little resupply thing. I got Enlightened equipment. I think this is a 50. It's kind of their synthetic 50-degree bag. So I'll go with that. And then I'm going to switch out of the alpaca probably to a silk sleeping bag liner. And then my sleep gear will become, I think this is an icebreaker merino wool shirt. And then let's see what we got in this bag. Yeah, I think Otis is making his way out here. So I think we're gonna go to icebreaker. So right now my goal is gonna be to sleep in the Patagonia air mesh base layer at night. Oh yeah, so here we go. I got the little straps for that quilt for at night. This bag won't make, that'll get sent back home, but neoprene gloves is what I'm gonna roll with after Demascus. I don't expect my hands to get nearly as cold, but these do keep me a little warm, and they're supposed to be water resistant. And I'm gonna assume that they're more water resistant than those all Z-Pack mittens. And then I've got a head net, the little Sea to Summit head net. So I think base weight starting out, I think everything weighs about, I might be right at like 22 pounds. I'm pretty sure, because I had bought the sheet, the Zen Bivy sheet for my tensor insulated, but I don't want to carry the extra ounces. It's their 0 degree, you know, it's got the, I don't know if you know what it is, it's got a hood over it. It's a sheet that just kind of goes over that inflatable mattress, and then you can, yeah, I guess I could modify my quilt to clip into it so you can roll around at night, but I'm going to be down inside the sleeping bag liner, so that's going to kind of allow me to roll around anyways. And it's like 11 or 12 ounces that I'm just not going to carry. I've already rolled that thing out. A couple other things that might be on the chopping block, I think I talked about, kind of like the pouch on the backpack. Potentially these water socks might not make it, but I don't mind taking them for a little bit. And I really, again, last year we didn't, some people loved having the seal skins. Sorry about my toes there. Going through the Smoky Mountains, other people just kind of dealt with it. So I think that's something I might hold on to as I head north. I think that's everything. I think we covered everything. It's only been 3 hours. So I think I've gone over everything. That's going to be my gear video, ladies and gentlemen. You can find all these things online and at your quality retail shops like REI. But I'd go to Garage Grown Gear. I love Garage Grown Gear. They got almost, I think actually, you could probably find all of these companies from Garage Grown Gear. Hilltop Bags. I don't think Feathered Friends is on there. Appalachian Gear Company definitely is. Town Shirt, I think, is. Most of the stuff you can find there. Anyways, thanks for showing up and listening to me go on for a half hour about a bunch of gear. And you got to see the pups, so there you go. Enjoy. And I will cuddle up with them and see you all later. Bye for now.